everybody. Welcome to Thursday's Thoughts once again with Terry. Just glad you're joining me today. It is a beautiful September day. Come on, we're almost at the end of 2020, and I think for most people, we're ready for this year to be over, right? And so I'm with you. But I'm going to ask you to do me a favor today, is if you don't mind, shoot me a comment if this helps you. Send me the thumbs up, however that looks, or even better, share this with somebody. I'm talking today about the waiting period in transformational change today. And so I think so many times, last week we dealt with transformational change, and it's like immediate. It's not the managed change. It's not gradual. It is a change that happens almost overnight. Sometimes they're intentional, and I honestly think when we make the decision to make transformational change, it's so much easier to embrace the journey in that. But some of us today, we're in the place where we have not individually made the decision for transformational change, or corporately we haven't made the decision for transformational change, or in our churches we haven't made the decision personally. We've been basically forced to make some adjustments, some changes in our everyday office and everyday business, everyday company, even in our families, the way we do things in family today, the places that we go, the restaurants we eat at, those types of things. And so my heart goes out to every person, that's had to go through transformational change. This not this managed where it's gradual, but it's just all of a sudden. And, it's a tough thing, right? And so you can go back and check last week's message on that first. But today, my simple thought is the waiting period. I think so many times before we even go through change, it's got to be uncomfortable. Anytime we're comfortable, then we just kind of coast, right? And we don't realize the things that are weighing on us, things that are holding us back because we're comfortable. Anytime there's discomfort, there's an opportunity for change, and if we would just jump on it. But today it's that waiting period, and this is what waiting looks like. It's not just sitting back, waiting till it's done. It's almost as if a woman that's in labor on the way to the hospital, and you could labor 12 hours. Hey, some people could labor, 30 minutes. Some people could labor 48 hours. And everybody's waiting period is different. The problem is the frustration that when the labor pain happens until the joy of the birth of the child, right? And so that's that waiting period. You have so many different people that are waiting. They're asking questions. They're looking for answers. Do you have a picture of the baby? And all of those things. But the reality is, in that period of time, it's crucial. It's crucial how we handle things. It's crucial, if it's a woman, right? My wife had to have all 4 cesarean births, and so we didn't get to experience the natural birth. But I've heard from other people that in the midst of that labor, right, in the midst of that pushing and breathing and pushing and breathing, sometimes you get called some things that you didn't really think you should be called, and questions of why did you do this to me, and I hate you, and so you've got all of these moments, all of these things that come at us, and it's kind of like what happens in our business. It happens in our church. It happens in our family. It happens in our own personal life. When we're trying to change and make adjustments and maneuver through life, it's that waiting period that is the struggle. That waiting period that makes you second guess. That waiting period that causes you to rethink, why did I really do this? Why did I make this decision? Getting off of the pregnancy, the reality is it's in our everyday life, everyday decisions, everything we do. As believers, we got to make decisions every day, not to live for ourselves, but to live for the Lord Jesus Christ. We got to make decisions as pastors, as we pastor our church, that will help people adjust. It will help people be able to deal with the events of the day. We've got to make decisions, and it's the hardest thing to do because you got so many opinions. And in the waiting period, what you see, pastor, what you see, business owner, what you see, mom, dad, for your family, not everybody's going to see, not everybody's going to agree with. And my thought for you today is simply this: what to do in that waiting period, there's two things I want to help you with, okay? Almost as if we were birthing a child now, because that's the reality of transformation. It's the birth of something new. If you're comfortable with the old, you'll never move to the new. If you're comfortable at the level that you are, you'll never move to the new level that you're desiring. Some of us don't even see the next level. Some of us don't even see what we could and our potential could cause us to become and grow in our wealth and prosperity in every area of our life. Some of us pastors don't even recognize where God wants to take us, right? And we're comfortable right where we are. Well, the beauty of today, though it's a pandemic, though it's a problem, there's many devastating and traumatic situations going on, and we don't take that for granted. The reality is, though, without something of this magnitude, we never would have made change to create growth or create progress or anything else. And so these are good moments if you deal with them and you decide to go on with that transformational change. But what we have to realize is those moments of waiting. Two things. Number one is the push. It's just like the woman. Come on, you ready? Bend the knees and give me a push. And so you're going to have to push through. You got to push through the whining. You got to push through the complaining. You got to push through the sleepless nights. You got to push through the critics. You got to push through the what ifs. You got to push through as that baby is coming through the canal. You've got to push right inside of this moment. You get to the place of panic and fear and fret, and some women don't want to push, I've heard. I've never been into the birthing room, but I've heard it from my wife. Some women don't want to. They're afraid of it, and you got to not be afraid of the push through. You got to press in. You got to move on to your next phase of your life, next phase of your family, next phase of your church, next phase of your business, and it's the push in the middle of the waiting. The moment the birthing pain happens to the moment of the birth, there's the push, and you're going to have to push through. You're going to lose some people probably on the way. You're going to lose some friends. You're going to lose people you thought were with you in business. You're going to lose clients who you thought were going to be good clients forever, right? You're going to lose some things. But the push is that cutting away, is that tearing away, is that moment that creates room for growth. The second thing, pretty simple, is this. Not only do you push, but you breathe, right? They tell them you've got to breathe. Yeah, there's breathing, because here's the thing. In panic, I said it last week, and I think it's worthy to be said again. You don't make permanent decisions in a temporary season. You got to breathe. You got to be able to be patient even in the pushing. You got to be patient. You've got to get to the place where you recognize that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and you're so ready to get there, but you got to take some breaths. You got to relax. You got to get some oxygen into you that causes and it helps you push the next time. And in the moment of waiting, there's the pushing through, but it's the breathing. So you have to work this in your life, in your business, in your church, as a pastor, as leaders in any area of your life. And so I want to challenge you. Look, this transformation change that I'm talking about, it's important. It's imperative that we do it. It's inevitable in some of our lives and some of our businesses right now. But the beauty of it is in the waiting. You may not find the success tomorrow, but you will find success if you'll just like the woman giving birth to their child, which is what you're looking for, an addition and growth to your company, addition and growth to your church, addition and growth to your family, addition and growth to your leadership. You've got to make changes. You can't stay at the level that you were if you expect progress. You can't keep eating in the same place that you're eating and expect to grow into the next level. And so same thing with exercising. You can't, if you're trying to bulk up and gain, you can't keep doing the same 25 pounds over and over and over. You've got to increase that weight, which is going to cause the change. But in the midst of it, just like exercising, if you will, there's the push, but there's also the breathing. The breathing is just as important as the push. And so you've got to take those two thoughts, if you will, today. That's my thought for you today. There's growth on the other side of this. There's progress on the other side of this. And there's great prosperity in every area of your life. I'm not just talking about money, man. I'm talking about peace, joy, the happiness of life, the ability for your family to be reconciled, the business to be restored, man. That's what I'm talking about. And so my challenge for you today is do this. Push through critics, push through doubt, push through all the problems and failures, and breathe. Don't panic. Don't make decisions permanently in this temporary season. Just breathe, relax, and just see where this thing takes you. I promise you that in the midst of the transformational change, it's going to take some time to see the growth and the progress, but do two things, push and breathe. Hey, till next time, I call you blessed today. If this helps you, share it for me. Give me a comment. Send me a question if I could help you in any way. I call you blessed until next week.